So, hi, everybody. For Hispanic Heritage Month, I wanted to celebrate one of my all time favorite artists. And she is an artist named Ana Mendieta. And Ana Mendieta was born in Cuba, in Havana, Cuba, in 1948. And her life in Cuba was pretty normal. Her parents were involved in politics, and they were pretty important in Cuba and like high up in society and everything. And yeah, Anna had a normal life. She went to an all Catholic girls' school up until the time that she was 12 and her sister was 15. And at that point, the two of them went to the United States. They went to go live in the United States in Dubuque, Iowa. And they did this through a program organized by the United States and Cuba where kids would go live in the United States. And because they weren't with their parents, Anna and her sister had to bounce around. They went to refugee camps where they stayed with other immigrants who were coming to the United States. And then after that, they went to orphanages or different foster homes, which is a place where kids can stay if they can't stay with their parents. So, when Anna and her sister first ended up in Iowa, Anna had trouble in school because she didn't speak very much English, but she caught on fast. And then when she was in around junior high, she started to discover how much she liked making art and how much she wanted to make art about her life and her experiences. So Anna started making really unique artwork that involved making sculptures out of the earth, sort of. She would dig out the ground in the shape of her body. So even though she wasn't there when she took pictures of this, it was like she was. She called this earth body art. Now the shape of a person's body is called a silhouette. So Anna called this the Siluetas series. And she did this mostly in the 1970s into the 1980s. In the 1970s, there were a lot of women artists who were unrecognized, and they weren't treated as well as artists because they were women and not men. And the cool thing about Ana Mendieta was that she made artwork with Mother Earth, which is not something people were really doing in the United States. She made it so it looked like there was a person or a different shape in the dirt or the grass or the sand or any other earth substance. Anna wanted to become one with the earth because she missed where she had grown up in Cuba, and she wanted to be connected with the land. A lot of Anna's work was influenced by Afro-Cuban religion of Santeria, and she played sacred music from the religion in a lot of her artistic performances. She also named some of her works after Santeria goddesses. And now a lot of these artworks were performances, so yeah, a lot of them were the shape of her body in the ground. So how were they recorded? Anna actually had a lot of films that she made and then pictures that she took, and that's how she showed her work in galleries. Ana Mendieta became part of the first all-woman artist group in New York City, and it was called the Artist in Residence, Inc. And she became a part of that in 1978. And so she could talk to other women artists and become involved with the feminist art scene in the United States. She continued to make art from there, and her work has been shown in New York City, Chicago, Des Moines, Iowa, Miami, DC, Paris, London, and she remains respected and influential today. Now, something that I think is cool about Ana Mendieta is that even though her body wasn't present in these artworks, it was like a part of her was there because the shape of her body was there in the land. And I wanted to make some artwork about that this week.
Hey guys, so this is actually one of the Ana Mendieta pieces that I sort of wanted to talk about because here you can see that there's a person formed, but there's some flowers filling up the shape of her body. And Ana Mendieta did a lot of these sort of artworks during the 70s. And again, it's called the Silueta series. And oh gosh, I just think they're so beautiful. And there are some where the sand is being washed away by the water. And I don't know. I just think these are really special. I think it shows how a person can be a part of the earth. And that's kind of what I want to have with our project that we've got here. So, yeah, this is our inspiration, one of our inspirations. And man, I just think her work is so cool. Bursting with life in the land and the earth. And it's right there in the photo. Anyway, there it is.
So guys, when we're talking about Ana Mendieta this week, I kind of wanted to talk about how we're all connected to the earth. And so for that reason, I was going to have us outline a body part. I think we're going to do our hands just because that's kind of what we can do with the paper that we have. It'd be great if we could outline our bodies and fill them with things that make us us, things that we feel like are distinctive to us, or things that show life. Yeah? So we're going to outline our hands on this piece of paper. I think I'm going to use actually some oil pastels. And I'm sorry I'm not all the way in the frame, guys. I'm trying to make it so I'm sort of in the frame. But I've got some oil pastels right here. So I'm going to take one of my hands and I'm going to outline it with this oil pastel. And you might have to get a parent to help you do this. Okay? So I'm outlining my hand with an oil pastel. There we go. There's my hand. It's not very beautiful, I have to say. But it is my hand, and I do want to outline it maybe in some other colors. Maybe I'll do yellow. My hand can be really nice and strong and distinct. Because my hand is alive, just how we saw that Ana Mendieta's work is kind of alive. So a way that I'm going to show that my hand is alive and ready to go is I'm going to take these oil pastels and I'm going to sort of outline outside my hand, right? Like removing outwards. So what you want to do is you want to take that outline of your hand and I'm coloring outside of the outline of my hand like it's pulsing outwards, like a heartbeat. So here it goes. I'm coloring the outside of my hand here. Yes. And I'm going to keep doing that. Let's see what other colors I have here. I have this blue color. So I'll do another around here. Just keep going outside and fill this in. Now don't worry if you don't have oil pastels. You could do this with crayon or markers or pencils or anything like that. But I want to be able to see that it's still my hand in here, but it's got this beautiful outline that's sort of pulsing outwards. Here we go. Still working on it. Okay? And then let's see, maybe I'll do yellow again with my hand. So, coloring the outside yellow. Or maybe I'll just go all yellow on the outside, like sunshine here. Sunshine with the yellow. That's what yellow reminds me of, is sunshine. Personally. I think this is cool because we've got this brown paper here, brown like the earth. But with our earth, we have Mother Earth, right? The earth is mother to us all. And that's what I think Ana Mendieta was trying to say with her artwork. So now that I've got this here, I kind of want to blend it together a little bit. Okay? So, if you're doing this with oil pastel, you can blend it together, but if you're not doing it with oil pastel, I would do it on maybe white paper, and then you could color it, and you'd get all the colors. So, if you weren't doing it with oil pastel, yeah, I would do it with a white piece of paper, so you could color it. With markers. So I'm filling this in as nicely as I can, trying to get my whole page all colorful. So I missed a part right here, so I'm gonna fill that in. And then I want the inside to have some life in it. So what am I gonna do? The thing that I think would be nice and would show that there's life coming out of this thing is if I had some sort of like tree leaves. So drawing some leaves on here. Coming through with some leaves. So I've got all these different leaves in here, and I'm going to sort of take this and draw around my leaves so they're a little bit more defined. All right. So I've got a lot of leaves, and with leaves, You can draw lines in them, a line across in the middle, and some lines coming off of them. And I think that looks really cool and nice. For showing how your hand is a living thing. Obviously, just like the earth, just like plants. And the way our fingers go off of our hand is kind of like how a plant grows, right? So, I'm liking how this is looking right now, but I think I want to add maybe one more thing. And so, this is another thing. If you have more construction paper, that would be great. But if you don't have more construction paper, you could just use regular paper. And what I'm going to do with my regular paper is I'm going to move this aside for a second. And I'm going to take my regular paper, or my construction paper that I have right here. I'm picking some nice purple construction paper. And I'm just going to draw some circles in it. Some big circles. Smaller circles. And what these circles are going to be is we're going to make them into nice flowers. That are growing from our hands. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Was pushing it backwards. So, if you can, try to make this project very colorful, guys. So, I'm taking these flowers. I'm going to take my yellow that I have right here. Boop. That showed up just fine. Some yellow in the middle there. There we go, that's a little better. So, I'm going to take these colors. So I've also got a pink here. I really want to make this colorful and fun. Once again, you don't have to have oil pastels, but you can. And I'm going to make these nice, big flowers in here. Okay? So let's just say I have 2 of these flowers. Now, the reason I made these circles was just so we could have like a basic shape for our flowers. And if you have trouble cutting out flowers, a circle will surely be a lot easier to cut. You can cut away any ugly edges that you might have. So I've got one little flower here. And one little flower here. And I'm going to take a glue stick. And I'm going to add some flowers to this piece of paper that I've already colored and made very colorful. But I want to add some flowers to it. This thing is full of life. Whoops. So, I got a flower coming off one of my fingers. I've got a flower coming off here because you can see here, this is where the stem came out. And so maybe I'll draw one more stem. here. Coming through, like there's a stem coming through here. And that's where I'll add my last couple of flowers. So, I've got another flower here. I've got my red. Just doing a nice sort of outline. I feel like it looks nice with an outline because I've got this one right here, which I don't like as much as my other ones. So I might go in and give it white, sort of. That's okay, I guess. Maybe I'll add some blue or something. Yeah, maybe I'll go and add some blue in the background here. You see where my flower begins and ends. Matches with kind of the blue we did in the background here. That actually looks pretty nice. I like that. Okay, we're gonna do one more flower, all right? I'm actually down here just coloring some blue in the background. I know the camera is pretty up close. But, you know, flowers like this. Cutting out my paper. Nice purple paper. I love purple, don't you guys? I've got my little flowers. They don't have to be super nicely done or anything, but I just wanted to have some flowers growing out of my fingertips, okay? So, here we go. And then maybe we'll put our names on it too, because I like to always make sure that our names are on it. All right? My name is Miss P. We'll do that. So now my name is on my drawing. I could add some more details, more colors, anything like that. I just want this to be colorful. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of nice and full of life. So there you have it, guys. This is my little Ana Mendieta tribute, making a piece that is the most of her that we can make. Please give it a shot if you can. And I hope you have fun doing this project. Bye, guys.